All right, I have to tell y'all, like, the way I just curse these people out at my damn apartment, like, it's crazy. Probably hear my kids in the background turning up, but like, my adrenaline is still fucking pumping. Like, and this shit happened. What time is it? 4:28. This shit happened like 2 hours ago. An hour and a half ago. So let me like, oh my god. So I'm gonna try to give y'all the quick version because y'all know I can run my mouth and talk. But pretty much like a maintenance guy came here earlier today, right? So he did what he needed to do in terms of that particular work order, but it had nothing to do with my washing machine that I've been telling y'all is broken. So my son comes home. He normally gives me the mail. So he comes home and gives me this letter that was on the door from the apartment agency, and pretty much it's just telling me like that they're notifying me of like a housekeeping issue because there's three things listed on there, which is either trash not being put away. It says something about animal feces needs to be cleaned up and clothing piles must be removed from the floor. So I know two out of those three things I definitely don't got going on. But the clothing piles, yeah, I do, because when the laundry piles up, I don't have a washing machine to do the fucking laundry, right? So I'm pissed because I'm like, I know the fuck this nigga didn't come here to fix my shit and go run back and say something to the office. But so I go to the office and I tell them like I need to speak with somebody. They give me the runaround all day in a meeting, they in that, blah 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 blah. So I'm turning up like, nah, it don't make like first no, before I even like I turned up a little bit, but I was like, they was like, oh, you could make an appointment. I said, I'm not making no appointment because I've been waiting for my washing machine to get fixed for forever. Y'all keep telling me somebody's gonna call me back. Y'all nobody calls me back. I'm not making no appointment. I'm not waiting for somebody to get back in contact with me. Somebody needs to speak with me now. They was like, oh well, then you'll be free to wait. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait. So I'm waiting, like 20 minutes pass. And mind you, I'm supposed to be at work. Like, I literally, like, my son said, here's the mail. I looked at the mail, saw this thing was on top. So I picked it up, I read it. I said, oh, I'm out of here. Like, so I just got up and left. So anyways, I'm talking fast because I'm trying to make this fast so I don't make a long video. So anyway, so time passed and then nobody's coming out. So I'm like, oh, is somebody gonna come out? They're like, oh, they in a meeting and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's just so funny how every time like I try to contact y'all, and when somebody does pick up the phone, it's so convenient how somebody's in a meeting or they're not there or they're this or they like, it's always a bunch of excuses. It's just so fucking convenient. So I'm like, this makes no sense. I said, but somebody is gonna speak to me. I said, oh, where's the office manager at? What's her name? Kimmy. I said, Kimmy signed this letter, so where's she at? So they like, oh, she's in a meeting too. I said, oh, of course she's in a meeting. I said, oh, well, somebody needs to go get Kimmy. Somebody needs to go get somebody so they can come speak with me. So eventually, like, and I'm going off. Like, I'm supposed to be at work right now. Like, y'all always inconveniencing me. I got to go out my way to do my laundry. Now I got to come here and leave my work for a little bit just so I can speak with somebody. Like, I was like, nah, somebody's going to come out here and y'all going to get somebody and y'all going to speak to me. So some lady come out, right? And I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, I'm going to have to ask you to lower your voice because I can hear you all the way from back there. I said, yes, because somebody needs to come out and speak to me about this issue. She was like, oh, well, I can hear you all the way from back to my office. You're screaming. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I said, oh no, I'm not screaming. I said, my voice is elevated right now. I said, but I am far from screaming. I'm like, but I'm far from screaming. So if you want me to scream, I could show you what screaming is. She was like, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I was like, I said, you know what? Get somebody out here to speak with me. Oh, nobody's out here nobody's available to speak with you. You need to speak with the maintenance supervisor and he's in a meeting right now. And I said, you know what? Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take your asses to court and I'm gonna sue your asses. That's what I'm gonna do. I said, matter of fact, what's your name? So she turns around and starts walking away. So I'm following her now. Like, what's your name? So she's like, I'm not telling you my name. I said, well, since you don't want to tell me your name, I'm not leaving. How about that? So then she's like, oh, well, if you're not leaving, then I'm going to have to call the police. I said, okay, call them. Call the police. I said, because this don't make no sense. She was like, oh, my name's Kimmy. I said, oh, Kimmy. Then I'm like, with the letter. I said, oh, you're the one that signed this letter, right? I said, so how about, I said, before you start sending notices to people, how about you check the records and see what's going on? And then she was like, oh, I don't have time for this. I said, oh, let me tell you something. I said, you checking records? I said, because if you was to check the records, you would see that my washing machine been broken since October, and y'all not trying to fix the shit. So then she's like, oh, and she turned around to the people in the back like, oh, call 911. And then so finally somebody comes out here. It's the guy who came to my apartment today. It is the come to find out, the next guy was the apartment, the maintenance supervisor, and then a woman, which I found out was the regional manager. So the guy that comes out, I'm like, oh, I said, and you was the one that was at my house today. I said, and you have the nerve to sit here and be like, oh, talk about piles of clothes in my house. I said, but you was also the same one that was supposed to come fix my washing machine, talk about, oh, it's pieces missing, and you was gonna come back to put the pieces, and never fucking came back but closed the order, right? And then now, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I don't remember that. I said, oh, it wasn't you? I said, well, you damn sure got a twin that work here, because how the fuck? So then I did feel a little stupid at one point, because when I gave them the letter, they was like, oh, well, this is dated 2/26. That's not today. And so I did feel stupid, but I was going to let you know I felt stupid. So I was just like, I said, well, then that means, I said, it wasn't, I told this maintenance supervisor, I said, oh, not the maintenance supervisor, the maintenance guy that I cursed out. I'm like, oh, well, I know it wasn't my bad. My son came in here mad loud with his tablet, so then y'all can hear me. But then, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to apologize to you, since it was not you who said whatever y'all said today. But it doesn't take away the fact that you didn't fix my washing machine when you came to my house, regardless if you want to have convenient amnesia or not. So I end up speaking to somebody anyways. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but your girl almost went to jail, had the cops called on her. I don't know what they would have did, but at this point, I didn't give two flying fucks. Because for them to put a letter on my door like that, and like I said, two out of three of those things didn't apply to me. But the pile of clothes on the floor, yes, there damn sure is. As soon as you walk up my steps, there's a big ass pile of clothes on that floor, of dirty clothes that would be washed if my fucking washing machine works. But who got money and time to be going to a laundromat every fucking day? No, I don't got it like that. I'm not fucking rich. And what's the point of having a washing machine in my house if this shit don't fucking work? Like, yo, like when I tell you that I'm so pissed, so let's see. So-called, they're going to see if they can order me another washing machine, which I don't understand why it's so fucking hard to order a washing machine where I have fucking orders placed every fucking month for the same damn washing machine. Obviously, the shit y'all doing to fix the shit don't fucking work. Like, I'm still so fucking pissed off. But it is what it is. I'll let you know if I get a new washing machine or not.